Hey there, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Healing Arts Astrologer, and I am here to talk a little bit about the astrology and what was going on for P. Diddy at the time of the raid. Now, I don't know a whole lot about pop culture and what's going on, but from what I've seen is they were investigating some sex trafficking and some alleged law stuff, okay? He was accused of, I don't know a whole lot, but I will show you the chart. Now, I do not have the time that he was born, so I am just going to guess that he is a rising Gemini, and I'm not really going to talk about the houses because we don't really have the time. Now, this is P. Diddy's chart on the inside. He's a Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Mercury, and he has Venus conjunct Jupiter, which in Libra, which is like, whoa, super lucky, very abundant, right? Because you have the two benefics, which is Venus of money and beauty, and Jupiter expanding that exactly at 22 degrees. So that's cool. He also has a moon in Virgo, which I share that with him. Moon and Virgos are ruled by Mercury, and his Mercury is in Scorpio. So he has a lot of depth, and he sees a lot of darkness and pain in the world. He heals, I guess, through his music, maybe. But he is analytical. The thing about Virgos is they see all the details, so they make very good detectives. And if you're a good detective, then you're obviously going to know how to cover up for yourself in certain situations. I mean, that's good on his part, right? His Mars is at either 0 degrees of Aquarius or 29 degrees of Capricorn, depending on what time he was born. So, regardless, these are the transits for that eclipse of the raid. So this eclipse was at 5 degrees of Libra, and it was exactly conjunct his Uranus. That's one. 2, this is his natal Chiron, which is his wounding. That's being triggered. I'll talk about that. And I will talk about Pluto conjunct his Mars. 3. And I'll talk a very little bit about this Black Moon Lilith in Cancer, which is wild feminine side, or his uncontrollable aspect that he's been maybe shamed for. Yeah, and then maybe we'll look into the transits. Now, the lunar eclipses shift and change things in this area. And for P. Diddy, we have this Uranus here being exactly conjunct pretty much by 1 degree orb of this eclipse. So this is unexpected events. Obviously, this is unexpected. He could even have this Gemini, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. He could even be a rising Cancer. Who knows? But this could be in his 4th house. That would make sense as well. I put a rising Gemini just because he is, he's a performer, a singer, whatever, right? But this full moon eclipse, if he is a rising Gemini and is in his 5th house, from what I heard, he was on vacation with his twin daughters. So that would be 5th house, children, unexpected craziness happening for him here. And the MC at the time of this eclipse was in his 4th house if he is a rising Gemini, which the MC is where everyone could see, and everyone could see his home because it was conjunct his moon in his 4th house. And that would make his moon in a Cancer house, and this is where this black moon Lilith is in Cancer. So I was just playing with the energy of the chart and seeing what's up. But Uranus does rule the unexpected shifts and changes. And the Uranus is associated with Aquarius, and Aquarius is his if he's a rising Gemini, his 10th house cusp. And this is why I chose this, because this was shifting, right? Because his home is affected, his children are affected, his career and legacy is affected by this, and the 11th house is his friends and networks. And that is where the highlight is. This is where the Mercury retrograde will be. So that kind of makes sense to me. He would have had to have been born at like 7 p.m. So if anyone is watching this that knows him, you might know. But anyways, this lunar eclipse on Uranus is really, it's really felt on a subconscious level, and it's impulsiveness. Sudden events may result in relationship upsets, family disputes, or significant change in direction regarding close relationships. Now, changes in this are more primal urges. So, like, appetite and sleep patterns may fluctuate. And for sure, if this was happening to me, I would be shitting bricks, even if I didn't do anything. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm feeling exposed. I'm stressed out about all these allegations against me. I can't eat. I can't sleep because I'm not rested. I'm not home. I have to go home to a mess. Okay. So I mean, they better have some good reasons as to why they did this to this man, like concrete evidence, because I feel like they would get in a lot of trouble for just raiding someone's homes like that, unless there was concrete evidence of some kind. Now, this also you can expect to feel somewhat isolated and detached from your loved ones. And this is true. If all this stuff is happening, friends and family and loved ones are going to be looking at you a little different, thinking like, what did you do something? Or is something happening behind the scenes that we don't know about? And then you're feeling this like aloneness. So eclipses aspecting Uranus, you could feel like an outcast too, or a misfit, as well as like recognizing who your friends are and or who they aren't, and trying to find a way to like fit in. And I'm sure he's feeling very outcasted right now, because even someone that didn't even know who he really was is doing a YouTube video on him now, because that's how big this is in the media. Someone that doesn't have a TV knows about it. Okay. So another thing is his Chiron is being triggered. So as it's a 5-degree eclipse on a 3-degree, on his 3-degree Chiron. And it's on top of it. And Chiron is the wounded healer. It's our wounds. And it's the things that we're learning to heal within ourselves and others in this lifetime. So the Chiron was being triggered, and it's in Aries. And Aries is about ourself and our identity and how we get things that we want. And with Chiron being here, it's our woundings around our identity, our self-worth, our value, and losing our self-image. Now, that is highlighted here because he's losing a part of his identity. This is a destabilizing experience for your self-confidence in your ability to achieve what you want is being blocked. And that is Chiron in Aries, addressing the underlying emotions of shame, anger, guilt from past incidences of abuse or occasions where you gave your power away. So this will clear out some elements of their path that remain unresolved. These unresolved elements can explode in response to specific incidences or circumstances at any time. So right there, he's probably had some shame and trauma and anger around abuse. And so, not saying that he is the one, but he's probably experienced that as a child too, or as an adult. We don't know. But with the Lilith being in Cancer, and that's his second house of value. That's if he's a rising Gemini. But regardless of the house, Cancer is about the mother. So there probably has been some not the best relationships with his mother, but Cancer is about like sensing, it's emotions, it's feelings, and it's reactive. It's a very reactive placement. Lilith is the wild and free, dark feminine energy within us that is something that we've been shamed for. And for P. Diddy, this has to do with expressing emotion and sharing emotions. This could attract punishment, suppression of the feminine or feelings, and feeling and flow with emotions. But wildly rapid flux in emotions are found with this placement. So people with Black Moon Lilith in Cancer, it's so important to find grounding, stabilizing energy, whether that is meditation, taking your shoes off and grounding in the earth, like earthing, eating grounding foods like beets, carrots, potatoes, anything that's grown in the ground, turnips. And grounding is important with any kind of water signs, period. And Cancer is a water sign. With Black Moon Lilith not feeling safe or fears around feeling out of control are looked at here. Being you know, also, like I said, being shamed for your emotions, or people shaming you for these erratic emotions, and others not being able to deal with your level of emotions. So there's a lot of shaming around emotions and temperament with this kind of placement. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about transiting Pluto on his Mars. So I feel like this was a huge reason for this reading, because these themes of Pluto, which is exposing, Pluto is also power and control, and being in Uranus, I mean, Aquarius is triggering Uranus, which is this eclipse. So they're tied together. Aquarius is unexpected too. Uranus is unexpected. Aquarius is needing freedom. Mars is our sexual drive. It's our anger. It's our ambition. It's the way we go about getting the things that we want. And then that being either in Aquarius or Capricorn, they're very different energies. Capricorn is about working hard, and Aquarius is about being future forward and being that humanitarian. So needing a following, needing a community, needing a group of people. And I don't know, I kind of feel that he's probably a Mars at 29-degree Capricorn, because he is an overachiever by the looks of his house and his popularity level. This Pluto conjunct his natal Mars, it signifies a period of intense energy of transformation. Pluto exposing the truth and upheavals in matters of relating to assertiveness, ambition, aggression, sexual drive. So during this transit, people might encounter aggressive or confrontational people, which that would be the law, right? They're aggressively breaking into his home. It gives an individual strength and courage and resilience, though, to tackle the challenges that is being that's bringing about this significant change in their environment and profession. And that is definitely happening for P. Diddy. So it's hard with the transits if I don't know the houses for any kind of future trials or anything like that. But let's look at, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8th house from his sun is Gemini, which the ruler would be Mercury, and Mercury is going retrograde. So there is some rethinking about anything that has to do with shared resources, other people's money. His own resources would be Jupiter, which is going to be conjunct Uranus on April 17th. So there is some stuff, I think, that if it's going to be exposed, it's going to be exposed to the light in probably May, because then that's when these planets will be triggered, and that would be in his relationships house. Unexpected shifts in his professional relationships. Yeah, so I just wanted to put this video out there because I know y'all like when I do chart analysis, like for the Super Bowl and the football, and like now for this famous guy. I'm so bad. I really don't care about pulp culture. all I care about is astrology, arts, helping people, and being happy, you know, in my life and my happiness and my, I guess, my interests are outside of the television, I guess, and Hollywood. So, don't shame anyone that is into it. It's just not my thing. And maybe it's because I'm a little bit on the spectrum and ADD. So I can barely keep up with my life, let alone other people's lives. So I hope that was insightful, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.